I've done over 3,000 approaches. I've slept with more women in the last 2 years than most guys probably will in their entire lives. And I went from being the guy who literally couldn't say a word sober to a girl in the daytime to closing 12 girls in 21 days in the last month. But here's the thing. Most guys watching this think cold approach is about memorizing pickup lines, or it's about having some cool routine or wearing like a funny hat or something. That's not what this is, because what I'm about to show you is the exact system that I used to go from 6 years of approach anxiety, playing video games till 4 in the morning, to creating relationships with beautiful women all around the world and getting laid pretty much whenever I want. And none of it requires you to be tall, good looking, or rich. So I've been doing cold approach and teaching guys cold approach for about 2 years now. In those 2 years, I've been on hundreds of dates. I've closed between like 75 and 90% of those first dates, had multiple long-term relationships simultaneously, and I've coached over 100 guys to do the exact same thing using the exact same strategies. I used to be very shy, very nervous, very awkward. I discovered cold approach, that you could just kind of walk up to girls and talk to them and get laid, when I was like 16 or 17. And I didn't do my first approach until I was 24. So that's like 7 or 8 years of kind of fumbling with the idea, having approach anxiety, and not talking to girls at all. So if you're watching this and you're thinking this probably won't work for me, trust me, I was worse than you. I needed to be blackout drunk to literally speak to a girl. And now I'm here making videos about it and helping guys accomplish their dating goals. So if you want to get insane results like me and all of my clients that I've worked with, click the first link in the description now. Let's get into my story just quickly, and then we'll get into how do you actually do what I'm doing. I grew up violently addicted to video games. I would play COD, I would play League until the sun comes out every single night almost. I had pretty bad social skills and I was scared of girls, basically. In high school, I did actually manage to get a couple of girlfriends, though, I will say. Kind of stumbled into them, but after that, it was a lot of getting blacked out at parties and kind of just like praying something would happen. I would try to attack the problem like indirectly. I was like, let me get a nice car, let me get a cool watch, let me get some money, let me get my own place, sort of, and then the woman will come. But obviously that never happened. I just wasted a ton of money and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So in late 2023, I maxed out my last credit card, spent $5,000 on a boot camp where I did my first approach ever. I was 24, and that was 7 years of not getting laid at all previously. But after that boot camp where I did my first approach, I moved to Miami and I did cold approach every single day for the next 6 months. I moved right next to Lincoln Road Mall, one of the best places that you can do day game in the entire world, other than probably New York or maybe Santa Monica. I was very scared, but I would do it every single day. I'd walk around for hours, kind of, battling myself in my head, having fear. Slowly though, and through consistency, I started to lose that fear though. And by the end of those 6 months, I was getting laid consistently. Since then, I've taught that exact framework that I've used to do so to hundreds of guys, and I've helped them do the same. All right, so before I give you the actual system that I use, you need to understand why cold approach even works. Because if you don't believe in it, you're not gonna do it. So game works because attraction is behavioral. It's not based on your looks. It's not based on your jawline. It's not based on how much peptides you inject. The game works because of behavior is probably the most important thing that I can tell you. Attraction is not based on any of your looks. It's not based on your height. It's behavioral. Women get attracted to men who are displaying qualities of leadership, assertiveness, courage, positivity, abundance, assuredness, aliveness, confidence. They get attracted because evolutionarily, if they have a child with someone who possesses these traits, the child will likely possess the same traits and he'll be able to survive and pass his genes on. Here's the thing. We evolved on the plains of Africa about 100,000 years ago, basically where lions are running around, grabbing babies and killing people. A good jawline or over 6 feet tall would be pretty much irrelevant in such an environment. So what mattered then was your ability to lead a tribe, communicate, fight, make decisions, find food, safety, ability, and behavior, not really looks or height. So the brain doesn't have time to evolve since those plains of Africa where we evolved. So we still have that same animalistic brain that was attracted to those behaviors then. The modern world, here's where cold approach becomes your secret weapon. In the tribal environment we evolved from, everyone knew each other since birth. So if you tried to step up and be someone that you're not, aka do a cold approach, you would get shut down. They knew everything about you already. But we don't live in a small tribal environment anymore. We live in a world of almost 8 billion people. No one knows each other, so now you can walk up to strangers who know nothing about you and be whoever you want to be. So in the beginning, you're approaching strangers and you're acting essentially like the sexiest guy in the world. You want to act like you've gotten girls your entire life, like you've pretty much just been that guy since birth. Eventually, through repetition, habit, practice, this is actually going to become your reality. It's a fake it till you make it thing. That is why cold approach works. So let me break down why cold approach is the solution to pretty much every dating problem that you probably have at this point. So a big problem is that guys do not get likes online. We know online is based on things out of our control. Your face, your height, your picture. So what you want to do there is you want to go and talk to girls in the real world where attraction is behavioral, not based on your looks. Another problem guys have is they don't have social skills. So what you want to do there is you want to go and do cold approach and develop the social skills. There's also a low competition to actually do cold approach right now. Pre-pandemic, everyone was doing it. I heard from older guys, if a girl walked through Washington Square Park, she would get approached like 5 times by just dudes who were doing cold approach. Now that really doesn't happen. So there's very low competition now because the pandemic kind of wiped everyone out. Another big problem is that guys don't have abundance. So what cold approach does is it actually gives you insane amounts of abundance. You have access to 4 billion women. You can approach any of them all around the world at any point. Another problem guys have is they're scared of rejection and they don't know how to deal with rejection. So what cold approach does is it actually conditions you to rejection. You get used to it, you learn how to deal with it, and eventually just get over it. So now for me at this point in my life, day game is a better solution than night game. Why? I am an introvert. I like peace, I like quiet, I like to be productive, and I like to wake up early. I don't like being out late. I don't like being around a bunch of drunk people or spending hundreds or maybe even thousands of dollars at nice clubs to be around hot girls. I don't like buying drinks. I don't like getting drunk. I don't like being unhealthy or waking up late in the afternoon. I don't really like losing sleep or buying expensive Ubers. And I definitely don't like loud music constantly pounding into my ears. Also, the sex is worse at night because you get back at 4 or 5 a.m. Everyone's tired. I do genuinely like to get to know people. I like having a regular schedule. I like getting sleep. I like to be up early. And that's all conducive to day game. So there's 2 parts to the plan here. We need goals and we need you to take action. Without goals, you are a ship without a rudder and you're going, who knows where you're going. Most people fail because they don't have a plan that they can consistently execute on. So if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. You need to know what you're looking for. What type of relationship do you want? I suggest you write down answers to these questions. What type of relationship do you want? Do you want a girlfriend, a wife, multiple long-term relationships? You just want one-night stands? What are you looking for? Then you want to think about the type of girl that you actually want. What traits does she possess? Does she cook? Is she smart? What does she look like? How does she treat you? How does she treat others? Write everything down so you know exactly where you're going with cold approach. Now, the next piece is consistency. If you don't do this consistently, you will just fail, pretty much like with anything. Many people have an idea that they'll just get the approaches done, sort of as they're out going to Trader Joe's at the grocery store. For me, most of my clients and most people that I see, this literally does not happen. You don't do this. Your brain's going to play all sorts of tricks on you, and it's going to give you all sorts of excuses why you shouldn't. It's going to give you all the excuses why you should go grab your groceries and not go interrupt some girl who's doing whatever throughout the day. So set time aside and work on your game. Don't leave it up to chance. Ask yourself, where are the girls in your city? When are they there? Which days are they there? How many days a week do you want to dedicate to cold approach? I recommend 7. I recommend doing it every single day. Get good logistics if this is important to you. New York City is one of my favorite places to actually do cold approach. There's simply girls everywhere. In Miami, South Beach, Brickell, LA, Santa Monica, the Grove, big malls are always good. So just figure out where the hot girls are, make a schedule, and be there at least 2 to 3 days a week if you're serious about doing cold approach. If you really want to go faster, do it 7 days a week. When I was starting, I did it 7 days a week, every single day for 6 months. That was how I learned fast. If you do it less than that, you're gonna have like a smaller sample size, you're gonna have less data to learn from, and your brain is just gonna learn slower. So do what you can. It does take 30 days to build a habit. It's gonna be difficult to be consistent at first, but if you keep pushing, you keep going, it's going to become easier as the habit builds, just like anything. So map out which days you're gonna be approaching, where you're gonna go, and how many approaches you'll be doing each session. Then put it into your schedule like it's a meeting that you absolutely cannot miss. By the way, if you're watching this and you've been realizing you've been trying to figure this out on your own the whole time, I personally helped over 100 guys go from never approaching, no dates, no options, to getting 1 to 3 dates per week with girlfriend quality women. So if you want to get insane results like my clients, click the first link in the description to work with me. Now let's talk about the first thing that stops most guys before they even start. Approach anxiety was literally the biggest problem in my life after high school. So since the time I found out about game until the time I did my first approach was 6 years. I'd read all sorts of manuals, tips, tricks. I read all the books about game. I did everything under the sun except actually approach. So nothing's worked for me like what I'm about to share with you about how to overcome your approach anxiety. And the best part is that it's the simplest thing. So first we have to understand fear, that it's completely normal to be scared to approach. Fear is normal. Fear helps keep us alive. However, in the modern world, this fear of rejection is no longer rational. There's no tribe that we get kicked out of if we do something dumb. There's no risk of death if we get rejected or if we act out of line or if we act like someone that we're not really. So what you need to do is list out 5 unique qualities about yourself that girls would like to know you for. Reframe your mind to be that of giving value instead of walking up to a girl and taking value. This is called the giving frame. Imagine someone comes up to you and just gives you some money and says, "Have a great day. You're a good person. Have a nice one." You're doing the same thing, but with human emotion, connection, experience. You're providing a unique, fun, special moment for a random girl. Not often does she get her day interrupted by a good person who likes her and wants to meet her. So just know that you're giving value and you're giving a positive experience to a person. Next part is the leverage trick. So this is a method that works 100% of the time. I'm going to give it to you because if you don't do this, you can't complain about approach anxiety. You're just not allowed to. So what you want to do is send a trustworthy friend money, whatever amount you don't want to lose. When I was starting, I didn't want to lose $100 very badly. So what I would do is I would wake up and I would send a friend or my brother $100 and I would say, "I'm going to go do 3 approaches today. Give me this back once I do, or once you get audios of me doing the approaches, or else you get to keep it." And I always got my money back every single day for 6 months. So I'd recommend you try the same. But when you do this, you're literally putting like a gun to your head and saying, "I'm forcing myself to do the approaches or else I'm fucked." Then I lost $100 and my brother knows I can't keep my word anymore. Make it part of your schedule, put it into your day so that you actually send money to your friend on the days that you plan on approaching. This is probably the number one tip that I can give you to overcome anxiety. Next piece is the warm-up routine. So I did this warm-up in addition to the money leverage trick every single day before I did my approach for 3 months straight. Honestly, I use it still to this day though. So day 1, you want to walk up to the first girl that you see and say, "Hey, excuse me, where is Starbucks? Tell me where Starbucks is." And she tells you, you're just like, "Okay, cool. Thank you so much." And then you just walk away. And then the next one you want to do, "Hey, excuse me, I like your dress. I just had to say it's a lovely dress. Have a nice day." And then the last girl you want to go, "Hey, excuse me, I like your outfit. What's your name?" "My name's Peter. Nice to meet you." And you just want to introduce yourself. And you can leave it at that or you can leave afterwards. So the schedule for day 2 is pretty much the same thing. "Hey, I like your dress. Have a nice day." And then you want to do an introduction. "Hey, just had to say I thought you were cute. I'm Peter. Nice to meet you." Then day 3, same warm up, but now on the last approach, if you choose you want to talk to her, continue to do so. But now on the last approach, you choose if you want to talk or if you want to leave. So do the same thing and then decide if you want to keep having a conversation or if you just want to go. It's okay. So every single day, you want to just do this 3 approaches. "Hey, I like your outfit. Have a nice day. See you later." "Hey, I like your outfit. I'm Peter. Nice to meet you." That's the warm up. That's it. Nice and easy. Okay, cool. Let's talk about the approach. Let's get a little bit more technical about the approach now. So angles are important and often overlooked. There's different ways to stop girls. Side stop, front stop, and then you can walk with. Sometimes they're stationary. I have series on all of these somewhere throughout my channel or on TikTok. I probably have like a playlist. But for beginners, I would say go with the side stop or just walk with them. Walking with is what I found to be like the lowest pressure, lowest friction. It's easiest to do. Front stops are a little bit more intense. If they're coming towards you, you're gonna have to like put out some energy, kind of wave at them. Louder is almost always better, up to a point. If you're screaming, you're too fucking loud. But being loud conveys that you've been the center of attention before. You can handle that social pressure and you've been rewarded for actually being the center of attention. It implies social proof. Okay, next piece, degrees of directness. Here's something that most guys simply don't understand. Think about a homeless person when he walks up to you and asks you, "What time is it?" or "Where is McDonald's?" Then he asks you for $100. You're much more likely to give him the money after he's already done a little bit of small talk, a little bit of conversation, Versus if he just came straight up to you and straight asked you for $100, you would say no almost every time. Same thing with women. If you walk up and say, "You're fucking hot, what's your number?" That's going to fail. You want to be a little bit more indirect. For beginners, I'd say start with some intent. So the line I give is, "Hey, you're cute. I just wanted to come meet you." Just like that, it works. It's completely fine. But eventually, you want to work more indirectly. Less direct would be, "Hey, you're kind of cute." Even less direct, there's something about you that's kind of interesting. No intent would be, "Do you know what time is it?" Or "Are you headed over there?" Going less direct on the open buys you more time because the less clear your intentions are, the more she's going to stick around to find out what the fuck is going on. So, how should you have your mindset on the open? Think about it like you're just giving value. You're just providing a good experience to the girl. You're giving good emotions to her. Nothing wrong with that at all. About rejection, she doesn't know who you are. So, you met her 20 seconds ago. Can someone know anything about you to really reject you as a person in 20 seconds? No. So, if someone's rude to you or ignores you or blows you out, it's not a reflection of you. Just forgive them. They could have had the worst day ever. Something terrible could have happened to them. They could be a bad person, yes, but just forgive them and keep it moving. Don't beat yourself up. It's all good. Think about the next one. Is it possible to still meet a cute girl? Yes, of course it is. Think about what's possible, not the bad thing that just happened. Okay, now the conversation. So once you open, you have to have a conversation. At first, we want to keep it simple. Interview mode is totally okay for a beginner. I call that just interviewing. Interview questions. What do you do for work? What are you up to? How do you go to school around here? Okay, cool. Just random small talk, interview style questions. It's totally okay and it's natural. Most guys will kind of default to that. And it's okay. You don't have to do a ton in the beginning. The key is you already compliment her on the open, so your intent is fine. You don't have to be overt about your intent and start getting crazy and doing a bunch of magic tricks, card tricks, storytelling, DHV. Don't do that. Just interview. It's cool. So high value frames. Eventually you want to start framing yourself as the one who's evaluating her, not the other way around. So an example would be, "You're actually not so bad," instead of "What's your number?" Or "I'm curious about you," instead of "I like you." You can come, but don't embarrass me. Let's go grab a drink, but don't embarrass me. My friend works over there. Instead of "Do you want to get out of here?" These subtle shifts are going to put you in the buyer position instead of the seller. Instead of convincing her, you are the one being convinced. And that's going to make the difference. So getting the number, a good approach is always composed of at least two pieces, an open and a close. You need both or else you're not doing anything. If you open and close, you're doing better than every other guy because they're missing one of those, I guarantee you. So the close formula: qualify, set future plans, and then ask. So you seem pretty cool. Qualification. How do you feel about a drink sometime? Future plans. And then that's a question. So you're asking it. You're actually cooler than I expected. Let's grab a coffee at some point. What's your number? That's it. That's the close. If she's hesitant, I've sent this before. I've just been like, "Okay, well, here's everything you know. I'm 5'8". I'm half Asian. I'm from LA. My favorite color is purple. Can I get your number?" It's just funny and it's going to disarm her and still get her number. Is it a bad frame? Yes, a little bit. But are you having fun? Yes. Does it override the bad frame? I think so. Yeah. Cool. So texting. Now you have her number. The phone is for one thing. It is for nothing but this one thing. It is for getting her out on a date. It's not for sending memes. It's not for sending TikToks. It's not for reels. It's not for playing games on the app. Phone is not for any of that stuff. It's for getting her out. It's not for FaceTime, nothing but getting her out on a date. So opening text, what I like are, "Hey, it's Peter. Are you free tonight?" Or for Instagram, "Hey, are you free Thursday?" Keep it simple. If she's Spanish, "Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you, Spanish girl. Are you free this week at some point?" A lot of guys are doing like a big closing text. "Let's do X Steakhouse, 5 p.m. Saturday. Does that sound good?" The girl's like, "No, I don't think so." And now you're confused. You don't know what she doesn't like. You don't know where you went wrong. One variable at a time is better. So do you like steak? You get a yes on that. Be like, "Oh, okay, cool. Are you free like Friday?" "Oh, sweet. How about like this steakhouse Friday?" Cool. One variable at a time. And then if you do get an objection, you know how to sort of handle it because you've isolated the variables. Cool. So next would be the date. Logistics are pretty much everything for a date. Have it close to your place. Nice and easy. Somewhere at night. Don't do coffee unless you don't want to get late. So don't do coffee. Do a night dinner. I like a drink. I almost never eat on dates. Location should be as close to your place probably as possible, within like believable, not like across the street usually, but somewhere around your place is good. If she can't come to your place, then you want to go near her place. Meeting in the middle, usually a no go. All right, the goal of the date is, yes, it is to get to sex. I know some people don't like that, but yes, we want to get to sex. Okay, so get to sex on the date. It feels better for them. Girls like sex. Everyone has a win. It's all good. The connection's stronger. You guys like each other more. You guys make a physical agreement that you guys like each other a lot, and then you can spend more time, get to know each other even better. Okay, next is the compliance ladder. You need compliance to actually close the date and get to sex. So compliance is gained little by little. So she showed up to a date, a little bit more compliance. She came home with you, a little bit more. She went into your bedroom, a little bit more. Holding hands, kissing, a little bit more compliance. So you want to move up the ladder slowly and slowly until you get to sex. How do you take the girl home? How do you see the pull? Ideally, instead of just straight up asking after a date, you want to be seeding it. So seeding is just like hinting at it, letting her know that you plan on taking her home and seeing if she's down, seeing if it'd be a win for her. What kind of music do you like? I just moved to X. I have an insane view of the city. I feel like you might like it, but you had to promise to be cool. Do you like board games? I just got this wine that tastes so good. It's like so sweet. Do you like wine? Perfect. And then framing the pull, instead of just asking for it, position it as a win for her. Make it feel like something she's earned or she still has to work for. So I'll show you my place, but you have to promise to be cool. I have roommates. You absolutely can't embarrass me like you've been doing all night so far. But yeah, all right, you can come. Cool. So disqualifiers are the next thing. So take things off the table before her. So beat her to it. Lots of girls are going to be like, we're not having sex tonight. I don't have sex on first dates. So beat her to all of these objections before she does. Just beat her at her own game, nice and easy. Or else if she says it after you, it's a little bit like, yeah, I just said that. But you can still close anyway. It's fine. Just beat her to the objection. And then the pull is very simple. If you forgot everything I said today, remember this. Ask and lead. Want to get out of here? Let's go. Come on, let's go listen to some music. Let's go have some wine. You can chill out for a sec, and then I gotta kick you out. I can't stay too long. So grab her hand and lead. Let's go. Keep talking. Keep making her feel comfortable. Talk her the whole way up. Oh, don't mind the stairs. Come on in. Handling rejection. This is something I dealt with a lot, especially in my door-to-door sales days. When you walk up to a girl and say, hey, you're cute, and she does something weird, looks disgusted, or just walks away, she doesn't know you at all. She can't be rejecting you. She's rejecting what you did in that moment. So another way I handle rejection is just forgive them. Whenever I get a door slammed in my face, I would just think, I forgive you. I hope you have a better day. It's okay. Maybe they just got bad news. Maybe someone died. You never know. But just forgive them. Keep it moving. Forgive her. It's all good. She doesn't know you. Another key with all this stuff is self-talk. So when you're out trying to approach girls, there's going to be a little voice in your head that says, it's late. She looks too busy. She might be too hot. I look a little weird. Does this shirt fit me kind of okay today? I don't know. You need to control your inner dialogue. So replace your negative thoughts with positive ones. Instead of your mind saying, I'm short, replace it with looking better every day. I'm working out. I'm feeling good. This shirt is clean. It's nice and white. I feel comfortable in it. I'm working on myself. If your mind says, who am I to talk to her? Replace it with, I'm the best option for this girl. This goes kind of hand in hand with you want to pre-sell yourself on the fact that you are the best option for this girl. So before you go out or after you're done watching this video, write down 10 reasons why you are the best option for any girl. Logical reasons. Make sure you just have that ammunition in your head. When you're walking up, you've already pre-sold yourself that you are the best option for any girl. So look, here's the reality. Dating is one of the only skills where you don't get actionable feedback. When a girl rejects you, she doesn't tell you why she rejected you. The only feedback that you get is a girl ignoring your messages or just walking straight away from you. And even then, you have literally no idea what you did wrong. No idea what to fix, no clue what to work on, what's going well, what's going bad. You're going to keep making the same mistakes again and again, which means you're going to miss out on countless opportunities with beautiful women while you fumble around guessing. Worst of all, you'll be stuck in the same exact position you are now for months or even years. So this is the core reason most guys never progress in their dating lives. It's nearly an impossible skill to actually learn and improve on your own. This is why I created my private coaching program. This is the same program my client Jesse went through. He was crushing it at his job, but not getting the quality woman that he felt he deserved. Within his first 2 weeks using my frameworks, he landed himself 4 dates and had more success than he could even imagine. So if you want to actually change your dating life this year, click the first link in the description below and apply to work with me. I'll see you in the next one.